back to my channel. This is a general reading for Cancer signs. I am Natalie and I am from Natalie Collins Intuitive Medium. I'm a medium, I am intuitive, I read cards, I provide many different things, so do get in touch if you'd like a reading. But this is specifically for Cancer for the month of November 2018. So if you haven't done already, please do like, subscribe, hit the bell icon because it means that you'll be kept up to date with future videos. And I am just going to get into it, if that's okay with you. Okay. So the first thing I need to say, Cancer, is that November is a month to be looking at relationships, not just romantic relationships, but every relationship that you have with other people external to you as well as internally. It's really important to look at your placement within those relationships, within those kinships, because there does feel as though there's going to be a release of some of those. It may also throw up the imbalance between some relationships, between one and the other party. Whether that's on your side or their side, that's irrelevant. It's the fact that it needs dealing with. It does feel very much as though I need to say that socially, as well as through family, your relationships are changing because you're now seeking nothing less than the best. So you really are needing that higher vibrational level when it comes to relationships. I also need to say that it feels very much as though, specifically in the second week of November, heading towards the 11th, 12th, that you're going to understand the web of relationships and how everyone is connected, even if we don't seem like that now. So don't be afraid if some of those relationships in your life do come to a bit more of a close, or you make a final decision on that even if you don't act on it, because what we do need going through into 2019 is a firm, solid foundation, and that starts with relationships with yourself and then those outside of you. Talking about relationships of oneself and internally, I do need to say that it's time to stop beating yourself up. It's time to stop hiding from yourself as well, and it's time to stop projecting any of those things that are causing you hurt outwards. Now, when we deal with our own stuff, specifically in relationships, it allows us to take those relationships to a higher level. We're able to vibrate at a different level. This may also have something to do with your childhood and looking back to when you were much smaller and how you were perceived, as well as perceiving those relationships around you. So just be aware of that. It's time to bring a little bit more fun into your life, Cancer. It's been a bit hit and miss over the past 2 months, but I do feel like that childlike fun, that quality of seeing things with fresh eyes and just being in love with everything that you see, that's important. That needs to come back. The word innocence comes through on that one, so just be aware of that. And it could be that you go off bowling, you go off making snow angels, but just do something to bring that inner child back out. Okay, there is a large period of November where you may be feeling increasingly creative. Now, that's a good thing for those that don't normally feel that they're creative. That is still a good thing. Do not worry about that, but it is time to express yourself through creative means. That doesn't mean you need to suddenly start painting or suddenly start making things, but that creativity is going to start rumbling around probably from the end of the first week of November. The third week is where it's going to culminate into this awesomeness, and people around you are going to see that, because when we allow ourselves to have that creative time, we channel so much more. And it comes from so much a higher place. It also gives us a chance to express our inner thoughts and feelings. For some of you, looking back into those childhood relationships will bring out a few sticking points, and I do feel very much as though being creative is going to help you to work through that. So just be aware of that, okay, Cancer? Okay, for some of you this may be music. I don't know if you're musically inclined or if you sing, but just understand that expression of oneself is okay. We are all individual, we are all unique, and it doesn't matter if somebody doesn't like how we're expressing ourselves, as long as we're doing it in a way that is not causing harm to others. We all have different likes, different dislikes, so just be aware and allow yourself to flow. Now, coming towards the end of November, it does feel very much as though you're going to get to the point where you realise you need your friends around you. You need to work as a team in some situations. This isn't just about work as in paid work, but you get so much further this month by asking for help. Now, that's not always an easy thing to do, I do understand that, but when we ask and we connect in, it makes the job lighter. So whatever you're doing, remember teamwork, especially the 28th of November onwards for those last 2 days. It does feel as though coming together, and sometimes that just means sitting and actively listening, or being a listener, or having someone listen to you as you talk through your things. It feels like a month of tying up loose ends, and by that I mean there's been some rumblings going on with some other energies and people in your life. This is a time, if you need to say sorry, just do it. It's so much easier to just get on with it than it is to keep it going and keep it going. This does feel like I need to talk about something within family. There's some sort of divide going on. Just understand that you need to own your own stuff. Once we do that, it means that we can move forwards. Okay, I do need to point out that, okay, Cancer, I know that you can be a bit sluggish sometimes when it comes to getting on with things. There's a few of you that have missed appointments for October. Make sure that you get them rebooked in, because it's important to do whatever it is that you've been needing to do with regards to those appointments. If you can, take some time to get out, whether that is in the woods, whether it's in the forest, even if it's just pounding the pavements of areas close to you, because this is really going to help to clear your mind so that you can look deeper at relationships. Don't be afraid of the stuff that it brings up within you. It's okay to feel any emotion as long as we own that. So if you're feeling a bit angry, or you're feeling a little bit like in victim mode, that's okay. Just don't stay there. Just make sure that when you're ready, you step back out of that, because nobody wants to sit in that victim mode forever. There is a need for some of you to look at your alcohol content and how much you're drinking. This does feel like it's to do with vibrating on a higher level. So if you are drinking a little bit more than normal, just be aware of that. And if you need to change that, please do. Now, some of you are connecting in with spirit guides, specifically, okay, with your spiritual development at the moment as your teachers. Do move forwards with that. Do move forwards, but don't start running before you can jump. So get a solid foundation, get a solid base for moving forwards on that spiritual development. There may be some channeling involved this month. I do feel around about the 18th to the 21st of November, you may start channeling, automatic writing, or you may start having thoughts come into your head that weren't there before. That's okay. Write them down. They may not mean something right this second, in this moment, but they will do. Even if it takes 18 months. I don't know what the 18 months is for. Okay. November really is a month of understanding that we are all connected. And when we're looking at these relationships in our life, I do need to talk about, there's been an on-off relationship with a love interest. ask yourself why it's still on and still off. Is it you or is it the other person? It does feel like there's a Leo involved there as well. But with any star sign, if you're finding on, off, on, off, on, off, it really is time to look deeper into that, because we're meant to be happy. We are meant to be fulfilled and feel content. And if you're not, there's a reason for that, but only you can deal with that. I do need to say that for some of you, it's not so much about settling down in 2018, but finding yourself. So while some of you may be settling down, the majority of you, Cancer, are still finding yourselves, and there's nothing wrong with that. Just make sure that you're not burning the candle at both ends. That is important. Who's playing the guitar at the moment? Whoever is playing the guitar, there's an opportunity coming up for you to either get into a band or to let people see your talent. That really is quite prominent. Okay. I also feel very much, Cancer, that this month is all about firm foundations. This is about understanding that when we fall off of our pedestals, we fall down, but once we're down on the ground, it's time to get back up. The only way is back up once we have fallen. So do allow other people to help you. Okay, there's been family members that have offered to help, tried to help, and you're not ready to hear them, which is why you've not allowed them to intervene. For those of you that have had a little less in terms of support, that is on its way to you. You do need to reach out to get that though, so allow yourself to be seen, make those calls if you can. Cancer, we need to talk about your eating habits as well. Now, I know that you like food. I like food too, I'm a Taurus. I do know that you like food, but you need to be aware of what you're putting into your body, because when you're aware of what you're putting into your body, you can then feed better, because food is essentially fuel. Think of a car. And if you put really crappy petrol in it, you're going to get crappy results. So do please fill up on really good wholesome foods if that's available to you in some way, shape or form. Okay, I need to also talk about exercise with you, Cancer. Now, some of you are on quite a long journey with this exercise thing. I do feel like this has to do with weight loss possibly too, but exercise in general. A few of you have dropped off the scale, so to speak, in the second to last week in October. You either made your mind up that you were no longer going to head to the gym, or you just stopped. You just stopped. So be aware of that. Look at your energy levels. Is that suffering as a result of that? Are you more lethargic because you've not been going out to the gym? It sounds crazy, it sounds counterproductive, I know, but from experience, again, I do understand these things. Okay. I do feel like there is somebody coming back into your life that was in your life and quite important when you were in your very early 20s. This does also feel like third week, but I feel like I'm going around the 14th to the 16th. Be aware of any information given or contact, because there's a chance there to build on new beginnings. Absolutely. So your month, Cancer, revolves around looking at your relationships, understanding that you're at a place now where you're vibrating higher, so you're attracting those relationships that are a little bit more stable and better for you energetically. It's about understanding that it's time to bring out that inner child a little bit. For some of you that may be a lot, but just go back into yourself, and just remember how you saw things as a child, and without judgment. That's important. Creativity is important with you, Cancer, this month of November, so allow that to happen. I do feel that's going to link in with the childhood and the innocence going on. Don't forget, teamwork is going to get you everywhere this month. You have a lot of work to do, Cancer, if you choose to accept it. Do reach out for help, do ask for help. It's important, it's imperative that you understand that things happen a lot easier when we are connected with other people and we take up their offer of help. So there you go, Cancer. Thank you ever so much for joining me. That was a general reading for Cancer for the month of November 2018. Oh, we're almost at 2019 already. How does that even happen? If you haven't already, do subscribe, hit the bell icon. I really appreciate your support. It allows me to continue on with these things. I'm really excited to be starting to bring monthly forecasts. Do join me for daily forecasts and week ahead spreads. I am a medium. I don't just read cards. You will find me on Facebook, Natalie Collins Intuitive Medium. There you will find me doing regular lives. You can contact me for a booking, for either a spirit message or for a card reading. Either one is fine with me. Email me at Natalie Collins Medium at outlook.com. I almost forgot that then. So book in a reading, or you can contact me via my Facebook page, which is also Natalie Collins Intuitive Medium. I look forward to seeing you again soon. I hope to see that you're taking up this information and moving forwards, Cancer, because it's been a while. So much love, mwah, and I will catch up with you soon. Ciao.